Welcome back everyone. Time to do a little bit of a camera comparison between two devices that have been out. First of all, the iPhone 8 Plus has been out for a long time now. It didn't just recently come out, but the iPhone 12 mini did just come out. And these two kind of sat at the same price range when they first came out too, which is very interesting. So let's go and see how both phones compare basically when it comes down to the photos and the video camera quality. Now I will tell you the camera quality on the iPhone 12 mini will probably always be the better one, but because the iPhone 8 Plus is a little bit older, it does make me feel a little bit better knowing that these phones are actually probably more similar than not in some areas. So for the whole entire remainder of this video and photo comparison, the iPhone 8 Plus photos and videos will be on the left, the iPhone 12 mini photos and videos will be on the right. So even looking at this very first photo, you can already see that there's a couple of different differences. Now, obviously, like I said before, in every single photo video comparison, every single photo I took was in the same lighting condition, literally one after another. I let them autofocus. I didn't tap to focus or anything like that. And I didn't really see too many differences in this first photo. They both look kind of the same. Now, when I start zooming in, that's probably when you're going to start seeing a little bit of key differences. Now, they both have dual camera setups. The iPhone 8 Plus does have that telephoto lens though. The iPhone 12 mini has that ultra wide sensor, so a little bit of a difference there. And even here, I don't really notice too many differences. It looks like the 8 Plus kind of darkened the photo overall. iPhone 12 mini did a better job at kind of lightening the photo. I don't know which one is necessarily better, but if I had to choose one, quite potentially maybe the iPhone 12 mini was the better looking one, but even here I don't really notice too many differences. And in terms of outdoor photos, you'll pretty much see that same thing going on every single time. So with this photo, that pretty much covers up that one. Now with this next photo, let's go here, you'll pretty much see that this indoor photo kind of showcases something similar here too. Again, not insane differences, but key differences for sure. And you'll see that automatically the 12 mini did a better job at lightening the overall photo, but the iPhone 8 Plus with this plant in the middle, it looks like it did a better job at kind of keeping it there, where the 12 mini kind of, I don't know, it looks kind of oversaturated in a way. It looks like there's like a filter going on, almost too much filtering going on in this aspect. When you look in the background again, you can kind of see that the iPhone 8 Plus definitely did a worse job. It definitely overblew a lot of this blue coloring, which is kind of funny. The iPhone 12 mini did a way better job at keeping those highlights in. And even though none of these photos are perfect lighting condition, like these are horrible lighting conditions, the iPhone 12 mini definitely did a better job in this indoor photo. And even with this specific tripod leg, and even with the leaf grass thing, whatever this is, you can see that the 12 mini again did a better job at sharpening the photo. The iPhone 8 Plus overblew the specific lighting here, but also just this overall, just the noise on this photo just doesn't look that good. So in terms of this photo, I'll definitely give it to the iPhone 12 mini for sure. Now this next photo was another one of just kind of right there, the weird lighting. I just wanted to see how both these would kind of compare for these weird lighting shots, and I don't really see too many differences. They both look kind of the same. See that with the stick in the middle, the iPhone 12 mini, definitely did a better job at, I think, kind of, lightening that specific aspect. The iPhone 8 Plus kind of did a little weirder job, kind of darkening it, which I kind of like. But when you look at the specific little things right here, like whatever these blinds are, you can see that the 12 mini did a way better job at smoothing out those blinds, where the iPhone 8 Plus did a weirder job at kind of, I don't know what it was doing. It looks very weird. It looks like there's too much noise in every individual little blind. So that's another kind of small thing that I saw. But again, maybe not a big deal breaker to you, but something I did notice when I was looking at these photos. Now this next one, horrible photo. Just wanted to see how both of them would compare again. And again, I don't really see too many crazy differences. The iPhone 8 Plus again kind of overblew the specific photo, but everything else about these photos was kind of the same. And I actually think the iPhone 8 Plus did a better job at kind of darkening out these specific aspects. But between both, this was a pretty bad photo, so there's no point in spending 30 minutes talking about it. Now this photo was an outdoor photo, and I always love talking about these specific photos. Now from first glance, from looking at it like this, you don't really notice too many differences, and that's very interesting because typically when you look at outdoor photos, you don't see crazy differences from one camera to the other. If I'm being honest, it's always indoor photos. But when you start zooming in and you start looking at them, that's when you start to see some of the major changes, and you can automatically see that the iPhone 12 mini, in my opinion, did a far better job at keeping this overall photo just so vibrant, with the iPhone 8 Plus kind of oversaturated a lot of the colors. Now let's look at this little aspect first. You look at this little area, it looks like a face of a dinosaur or something like that, or like a duck that's like quacking or something. But look at this little like water droplet, and look at it here. The iPhone 8 Plus definitely did a weirder job. It's not like perfect. I'm not expecting it to be perfect on either one of these, but you can see that the 8 Plus just, I don't know, there's a lot of like overblowing in terms of the color, and these were taken at the same time. Now on top of that, these parts weren't in focus, but you can just even see how much more noise is going on with the iPhone 8 Plus photo. Look at the background here. Look at the background of the iPhone 12 mini. The iPhone 8 Plus just didn't do as good of a job. Now, zoomed out, you're not going to notice that big of a difference, but zoomed in, that's when you're going to notice most of the differences. And pretty much the whole entire photo is also that same case. There's a bunch of noise going on in this photo compared to the 12 mini, but this photo isn't even that bad on the iPhone 8 Plus, but it's when you compare it side by side to the 12 mini that you notice that the 12 mini is actually a much better camera for sure. Now this next photo was an indoor photo, and the 12 mini I think does a weirder job with the indoor photos, which is very weird. It seems like it just kind of puts this weird filtering going on, and it's stock. I didn't do anything. I didn't change the colors or anything. The 8 Plus I actually kind of like how it darkened up the whole entire photo, but when you look at the keyboard, when you just look at the keys and when you look at everything else, you can see that the 8 Plus didn't focus in right on these specific arrow keys where the iPhone 12 mini did. The coloring looks a little bit better on the iPhone 12 mini when it comes to the noise. It just so happens that I like the darker aspect of the iPhone 8 Plus photo. So for sure, I'd probably give it to the 12 mini, but the 8 Plus wasn't too far behind either. Now, this photo was one that the 8 Plus actually kind of lightened the photo in, which is very interesting. You can see again, maybe a little bit more filtering going on for the iPhone 12 mini here. If you go ahead and zoom in, you'll pretty much be able to see that at the end of the day, the iPhone 12 mini probably did a better job, but I like how the 8 Plus kind of, made the photo a little bit more vibrant at the end of the day. And even zooming into like this specific area and zooming into this specific area, again, you'll probably be able to see that the 8 Plus photo may have a little bit more noise. It's kind of hard to see, but if you go and look at like this little area and you look at this little area, again, nobody's going to zoom in this far, but you can see that there's way more noise on the iPhone 8 Plus photo here and here, where the iPhone 12 mini is much more, kind of more vibrant, less noise, sharpened, whatever you want to call it. But definitely for sure, I'd probably give the edge to the iPhone 12 mini here. Now this next photo is another one that I actually am really liking, but I don't know, it's bad lighting, but it does showcase a lot sometimes. You can see that if I go and zoom into this little portion right here, and then this little portion right here, you can see again the same exact thing going on. Way more noise going on with the iPhone 8 Plus photo, and even on every other aspect you look at this, you can look at this little area, you can look at this area, look how much less noise is going on with the 12 mini. There's like half the amount of noise on the 12 mini photo, where the iPhone 8 Plus photo has a bunch of noise on it. So that's kind of an annoying thing. So that's another pretty big thing to keep in mind for sure. Now this next photo, if I can go and kind of swipe through, is one of night mode, and the iPhone 8 Plus does not have night mode capability, so that's a big reason why the 8 Plus photo doesn't look that great. It's just a standard darkened shot. The iPhone 12 mini did utilize actually that dark mode shot, which is huge. Whenever I look at these type of photos, it's always good to have a phone that has this type of capability, and when it comes down to both of these, the iPhone 12 mini does have more capability at the end of the day when it does come down to dark photos being brightened up. And you can look at every single area. First of all, the iPhone 8 Plus photo looks a little bit blurry, so that's a problem for that. But again, look at how much more sharpened the photo looks on the iPhone 12 mini. If you're using the 12 mini as an everyday phone, you're going to be getting more dark, more sharpened photos on the iPhone 12 mini than on the iPhone 8 Plus. So that's a pretty big thing to keep in mind as well. And that's something I always do prefer. That's something I always look at. Just look at the noise on the iPhone 8 Plus photo. Like, it's insane to me. It's like it's like a night and day difference, literally. So much noise going on with the iPhone 8 Plus photo, but the iPhone 8 Plus still did a pretty good job too. Now it looks like these two photos this last photo I took between them were actually just ones of some light that was just taken outside, and you can see again kind of that how both phones kind of interpret both colors, and this is something that's very interesting to me. And even on a photo that's on the sky, it was pretty much taken at the same time. Why is this photo so much darker on the iPhone 8 Plus? You know what I mean? Like, it's very interesting that there's always these key little differences between both. So between both here for sure, the iPhone 8 Plus just looks a little bit more archaic, looks a little bit more darker. So whether you're into that kind of stuff or not, that is a pretty big difference for sure. Now the 12 mini I think does a good job at kind of making the phone photo look overall brighter and just looks better overall. So when it comes down to both of these, I'd probably say the iPhone 12 mini is the better one when it comes down to these two. Now I did do a video comparison between these two as well, which I'll go ahead and put on the screen. And again, you can probably see the same thing going on, that I think the iPhone 12 mini probably did a better job of the photos and videos. Now it's not like a crazy amount. It's not like it's a night and day difference, but you can see that I think from what I've seen and from what I've showcased, the iPhone 12 mini does a better job at the overall photos and the overall colors as well. And to kind of sum up this video and to answer the question, which specific phone should you go to pick up the camera, and is the telephoto or ultra wide sensor better than one or the other? But what I can tell you is that when it comes down to both, you're probably better off getting the iPhone 12 mini. This camera is just so much better in my opinion, and it just probably makes sense that you're probably going to go ahead and use something like the 12 mini as an everyday post, as an everyday camera, as an everyday video camera. If you're going to post photos and videos, it's going to be a better machine to take photos and videos with less effort. With the iPhone 8 Plus, I still think it's an overall good camera. I don't think it's bad, and I don't even think it's ugly or anything like that. But to a majority of people out there, if you want to get the best bang for your buck, if you want to get the most amount of camera quality from a camera out there, then the 12 mini is probably the better way to go. But like I said, if you currently own an iPhone 8 Plus, or if you've been using an iPhone 8 Plus and it still works and you don't know if you should upgrade or not, I would say you can wait. It's not really a crazy difference that I would say like, oh, you need to go upgrade today. Like if it was something like an iPhone 6 or something, then maybe. But because the 8 Plus still has a pretty good camera overall, it still has some capability, still has portrait mode and stuff, 4K, like you're probably good for a little bit of time. But just know that the iPhone 12 mini is there waiting for you if you want to go and pick it up. It's a very good camera, and it's definitely better than the iPhone 8 Plus for sure. So that really pretty much covers it up. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I got you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.